Blender is losing money. Hollywood megacorps are either suing AI companies or struggling to make AI-generated films, new plugins and software releases. This and more is what came up last month. My name is Alex Andrew, you on my channel, and this is a news recap for September 2025. In the first day of the month, IFIA has released their industry-standard hair and fur tool Ornatrix V9 for 3D Max. World-famous studios such as Blur, Scanline, Blizzard and even Rockstar choose to make hairstyles for their characters with Ornatrix. New version is well packed with tons of grooming and adjustment tools. Brush texturing are available for quick paint over the model. Warping the hair roots allows to make fur more believable. With merge blending, it is possible to easily connect fur at different parts of the model. Also, IFIA added a tons of clump manipulations, braiding adjustments and other features. Game designers would definitely appreciate procedural hair texturing. It is worth to be mentioned a display improvements in this version. Now, hair looks a lot better right in the viewport. Ornatrix supports all 3D party renders such as V-Ray, Corona, Arnold, Redshift and others. Chaos stays very active too. This month they announced their new Chaos Grant support. Whether you are a student, indie artist or content creator in a wide range of art from VFX to animation or films, as they say, anything that turns heads or bends minds, you can apply for Chaos Grant. And the range of support tools is incredible. Software, of course, everybody knows what Chaos is famous for. Also cloud credits, technical supports, marketing via their media channels, and what is really mind-blowing, it can be a financial support up to 5,000 euro. Who else on the market does like that? This is really bold move and very kind. Bravo, Chaos! Another banger from them is Cosmos Library that is going to grow soon. New partnership with well-known Evermotion and Globe Plant will add tons of new models that will make Cosmos the largest library for CG artists. Estimated level is 30,000 new assets that will enlarge the library by 400%. This will happen over time, and the first batch that has been added brings people and vegetation of Asian region. And at last but not least, AI-driven product from Chaos, Veras, updated to version 3. With this new image-to-video feature, now it is possible to turn any render or a picture into a 5-second shot with variations of weather conditions or day-night light setup. Works directly from Revit, SketchUp, Rhino and other apps. Veras must be a handy tool for early stages of animation works or just bringing to life a final static images. Maxon rebrands their toolset into Maxon One Suit, similar to what we used to see at Adobe Creative Cloud or mentioned before Chaos. Until now, Maxon had a quite unclear branding between their products that turned into some confusion that you might not even notice that apps like ZBrush, Cinema 4D and Redshift belongs to one Maxon family. You might think that this is not a big deal to change the logo, and you will be wrong. Besides the logo updates, Maxon builds a complete ecosystem for every stage of creation. It turns into a creative cloud for 3D works. ZBrush for digital sculpting, Cinema 4D for 3D design, visualization and animation, Red Giant for motion graphics and VFX, Redshift for GPU rendering. Along with that, Maxon has launched a wave of updates across their products that includes GPU accelerated simulations in Cinema 4D, ZBrush for iPads. Yes, it's not just Blender goes to tablets, seems like a renaissance of tablet market. And procedural clouds for photorealistic landscapes in Redshift. Speaking of Redshift, the new version 2026.0 has no support for Blender, as Maxon suspends its development. It is explained in the message on the Redshift forum by Maxon Executive Vice President for Rendering Nicholas Bartniuk. We are pausing development on the Blender plugin for Redshift. We know this impacts those of you who have integrated Redshift into your workflow, and we don't take this decision lightly. Version 2025.6 will be the final release to include Blender support. When we ship the version 2026.0, the Blender plugin won't be included as we redirect our development focus to other areas. This move seems interesting since other industry-proven render engines like RenderMan and lately V-Ray officially integrated into Blender's system. For those who doesn't care about Blender integration, new features of Redshift will definitely capture attention. As it was mentioned before, cloud generation is coming in this version. Now sun and sky combines in a single object that works like a dome light. Changing the sun size will correctly affect specular reflections and in general accurately reflected in the scene. For clouds, new version of Redshift includes cloud volume generation that creates realistic clouds based on noise shaders in two modes: fast clouds and realistic volumetric clouds with multi-scattering. Both of these, sun and sky and clouds volume, are available for all versions of Redshift except Maya. That will receive it in the next release. Now it makes sense why Blender was suspended. Even Maya is outside of the box. Among other features of this version, better handling of scene units, better BAMP mapping via support of OCL derivatives, new UI for global fog and distorted shader. For Blender, September was the month of a new corporate patron. This is the same highest tier of support as Wacom, Qualcomm and others. This time it is Bold Graphics Incorporated. As always, it will help to keep improving content creation tools that will benefit entire community, yes, but what is interesting is this Bold Graphics company itself. Their website shows they don't have main product for sale yet, besides some cheap merch. Roadmap demonstrates their plans for 2025 for public launch in March, optimizing in the end of this year, and testing and mass production for retail in the end of the 2026 if no delays. I'm curious, did anybody show these charts to Mr. Leather Jacket and this to Lisa Su? Interesting, isn't it? Unfortunately, not all the news for Blender are good. If not counting a Maxon one, there is another sad news about this free open source 3D app. According to the latest published annual report from Blender Foundation, it was revealed that organization is operating at a loss in fiscal year 2024. Partly it was caused by decision to book the results of Join the 2% campaign, launched in late 2024, in the next fiscal year. Meanwhile, this campaign helped to raise small donations amount from 263,000 to 618,000 euro, that is 20% of all Blender's income. At the same time, expenses for the developers' grants, salaries and other non-dev costs had risen. This created a situation that expresses in concern that financial reserves built up in past years remains below acceptable levels. Despite this, the team doesn't show any signs that this operating at loss in 2024 would lead to make Blender non-free. The plan is the same, finding new corporate donors and encouraging more small donations similar to Join the 2% campaign. Axiom 4 was released for Houdini. Developed by Theory Accelerated, also known as former Naughty Dog technical director Matt Puchala, Axiom is GPU-accelerated sparse volumetric fluid solver for Houdini. This nice alternative to Houdini's sparse prior solver received improved performance by 5 to 15%, better collision accuracy for fluids with surrounding objects, and streamlined sourcing workflow. Due to its GPU orientation, unlike the standard Houdini solver, Axiom is capable to run fully on GPU, further improving performance. So, it is possible to create interactively low-res previews and once you're happy with the basics, generate the final high resolution in minutes rather than hours. Axiom 4 is compatible with Houdini version 20 and above for Windows, Linux and Mac OS. Commercial node-lock license costs $199. Under the Houdini Indie version, its price stays at $99. Also available free trial mode. Epic Games rolled out a beta version of Unreal Engine 5.7. Key feature in this version is experimental nanite foliage, allows to cover vast areas with animated forest without CPU and GPU overloading and run at 60 FPS on current gen hardware. built on 3 powerful systems: Nanite Assemblies, some kind of asset manager that builds blocks to shrink memory consume and render cost; Nanite Skinning brings motion like wind to the foliages; and Nanite Voxel quality controller at any view distance. Among other new features, Procedural Content Generation Framework (PCG), which got lots of improvements and now works almost twice faster comparing to 5.5 version. Procedural Vegetation Editor. This experimental plugin lets you add assets from Fab and use them as starting point for grow, shape and customize Nanite-ready foliages. No need any third-part app, all works directly in Unreal Engine. Megalight system now supports directional lights and Niagara particle lights, promoting better performance with improved noise reduction. The tool that's supposed to be a gold mine for Hollywood bosses turned into a suit trigger. Disney, Warner Bros. And Universal Pictures are suing Chinese AI company that allows users to generate images and videos of copyrighted characters. They literally call it an existential threat to Hollywood. Did they expect to create whole movies with prompts at zero cost just alone? The lawsuit filed in California federal court accuses Minimax of building its businesses by plundering the studio's intellectual property. Its service Hailuo AI allows users to generate content of iconic copyrighted characters. In another lawsuit, Warner Bros. Discovery sues AI giant Midjourney for similar case. Still on the sidelines in this fight over generative AI, Paramount Skydance, Amazon MGM Studios, Apple Studios, Sony Pictures and Lionsgate, these guys still have a major AI ambitions. Speaking of Lionsgate, last year AI video company Runway announced its partnership with Lionsgate for using their library to train their AI. Lionsgate had shared the Hunger Games, John Wick, the Twilight Saga, Saw and other its franchises to Runway. Current situation was revealed by a recent report that shows that past 12 months have been unproductive. Despite of wide access to the video company catalog, it appears not enough to train AI. In fact, even Disney catalog is not enough for training, and this is the major issue with AI technology. It is very hungry for data and it is trying to get their hands on everything they can, whether it has copyright protections or not. Even popular Google's Veo 3 video model that has been trained on whole YouTube library still has its drawbacks. Let's see what will happen in the coming future. Possibly it will bring a disappointment for those who was expecting to generate whole films instead of utilizing AI as a tool just for solving a time-consuming and low-level tasks like Roto, for instance. That's all for September. Don't get lost during these stormy times. Subscribe to this channel for more actual news across CG and VFX industry. More videos are in schedule. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye.